Colonel Steve here at my place, the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. I recently went and saw Jim Gaffigan doing his show called The Bourbon Set. So the Bourbon Set is material that he's doing that is just on the bourbon industry. So it's kind of cool. He does a good job. He's an observational comic. And of course, if you sit there and think about things you can observe, and particularly if you have a funny mindset and you're able to convey a good story, you can probably come up with some really funny stuff that happens in the bourbon industry. And that's what Gaffigan's show is all about. So apparently his backstory, we all know him as a comedian. Not my favorite because he's, a clean comedian. And sometimes to me, clean doesn't mean it's funny. I'd really be dirty and be actually really funny. But, with this set, a little bit different because, you know what, he's starting to evolve a little bit. I can't say it was a super clean set. He definitely cussed quite a bit more than I've seen when I've seen his stuff in the past. And we bourbon fans are very quirky. And he does a good job of uncovering what those quirks are and conveying those in a very funny manner. So he tells some great stories, both about bourbon fans, about liquor stores, just about the obsession that happens with people who love bourbon. And like I said, his backstory goes back to, he claims he was not necessarily a big bourbon fan until the pandemic. He spent more time at home. Opportunity to go out and do shows and stuff like that wasn't there. So he claims that he got into gardening and he got into bourbon, and no one cares about gardening, so he doesn't do anything with that little hobby that he picked up, but he does stuff with the bourbon now, and he's got his own bourbon brand and stuff like that. And the show was great. Apparently they shot 4 of them, and they went really well, I'm sure, because ours certainly was funny, and they're going to kind of combine all those into one special for, I think they said it was going to be on Hulu. So it'll be like a Hulu comedy special. So look for that one, The Bourbon Set. So, and it was great. And then afterwards, got to actually meet Gaffigan. I was there. I was playing cards with a friend of his who got me tickets. And so I got to afterwards meet Gaffigan and hang out with him a little bit. And again, in person, he's funny, very nice guy. Took a photo with him. That's in the thumbnail of this particular video. You saw that. So that was when I got to meet Gaffigan. And he was, just incredibly nice. After, kind of hanging out with him for a little bit, he's like, hey, we're doing a private party at Old Forester if you'd like to go afterwards. And I was there with my buddy Shot, and we said, yeah, we'd like to go to that. So we leave, head out, and start walking, whatever it is, 6-8 blocks, whatever it is, to get down to Old Forester from the theater where the comedy show was. And we run into right at a stoplight, which would have been a good opportunity to roll out the window and say, hey, come on, jump in the limo with me, guys. That didn't happen. Even though we saw Gaffigan, we were like, oh, there he is. Maybe he'll invite us to get in the limo with him. That didn't happen. We had to walk the rest of the way. But we get there, and, it was great. It was food and drink and whatever you wanted. Everything was open bar and stuff like that. So you could get cocktails made up. You could get neat pours. You could get their special stuff, their unicorn stuff. It was first class. So it was really cool. I enjoyed it. And I think Jim's going to come on my podcasts soon. So we'll get a chance to talk to him on the Bourbon Show. Look for that. I'm sure I'll be promoting it on social media and stuff like that when it happens. And also look for that special when it comes out. So again, don't lock me in that it's on Hulu or nothing. It could be on something else. Someone there just said, hey, this is going to be on Hulu. It wasn't like they said it on the mic or anything like that. So it's not officially official. I'm just going by the hearsay that I heard in the audience that night. But look for the comedy. It's called The Bourbon Set. If you see that that's playing on some streaming service, watch it because it is funny.